measurement as part of this. It is a statistical update. We took the data off the old
Are you
record.
putting anything on paper? I'm not a computer person.
If you don't want, you just go to Ken's office and he'll gladly print you the
Where are you
record.
located?
Right upstairs, or call me, I'll go get a card. And I'll give you my card, call me, I can even mail it to you.
Yeah,
You
so
can get over.
the main thing is just check your information. You can get it online, or you can go to the town hall, you can go to the assessor's office, they'll be glad to give you a copy of it. Make sure the date is correct. If it's not correct, well, that's the first thing to bring to us. You got me for 3 bathrooms, I only have 2. You got me for a finished area above my garage, it's unfinished. That type of stuff. We just make those corrections and we'll go forward from there. Now, the other reason is you may have a different opinion of value than we're generating. All appraisals are opinions of value. They're subjective, particularly when it comes to residential real estate. We're talking about what people like in a property and what other people don't like. So it's always imperfect in terms of how we're trying to categorize what's going to happen in the marketplace. So say you've had an appraisal done within the last year. You may have had it on the market and not been able to sell it. You may go to a broker and say, give me a market analysis for my home. I want to know if I'm in the ballpark or not. Any of that information, bring a copy to us. I'll be glad to review the value based on that information. So we talked about data, and we talked about a different opinion of value. Now the last thing is, you may not know whether the number's right or not, but you've checked the data and it looks okay. But earlier I talked about comparability, making sure that similar properties have similar assessments. So you may be on a street and there's 3 other houses similar to yours, and you look up their assessments and they're all below your assessment. And you say, well, why is that? My house is just like the Jones house next door, but they're $50,000 less than me. That's a reason to come to us and say, I don't know if you're right or not on mine, but I know my house is just like the one next door and he's less than me. That's a legitimate reason to appeal your value, and we'll look at those 2 properties to determine if we made a mistake on either one of them. Because our goal is not only to give you a reasonable value for your property, but to do it in a consistent way so that similar properties will be paying a similar tax burden that we all pay when we pay our real estate taxes. So those are really the 3 reasons to come to a hearing or to ask us to review a value. It's very informal. I don't want you to feel that you have to bring a lawyer or anything like that. It's strictly an informal process, yes, sir.
The letter that each of us will receive will have the online...
Yes, it'll have the website right on the notice. You'll have your old assessment and your new assessment. And just go online. At the website, you can actually search for sales. I've given you the sales here, but you can call up these properties and look at them and compare them to your own.
Are these all the sales that have been since January 1st?
That's right. This is pretty much all the sales. There was a few others that may have transpired where someone may have purchased the property but then started to renovate it after they purchased it. So some of those you can't use for a ratio study because the property, as it was when it was purchased, is now changed. So some of those get eliminated, but these are most of the sales that you're looking at right here.
And for square footage for your assessment, where do you exactly get the square footage per property?
That square footage came from the assessor's records that were on
So
file.
you're still using...
Measuring the outside of the
You're
perimeter.
still using the square footage that is currently in your system?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, those, and all of those, in mass appraisal, all those building dimensions are based on exterior measurements.
Right, so if someone finished their basement, you would not have any way of knowing that?
If they didn't take out a building permit,
Right.
you're right, we wouldn't have a way of knowing about that.
Steve, the values under the heading old value,
Yeah,
that's not the prior sales price, that's the prior appraisal.
that's right. That was the assessment established during the last reassessment. That's been on file for 3 years.
Okay, and so that would be in the nature of a bank appraisal type?
No, that was just the last reassessment done for the town of Jamestown.
Okay, but the last reassessment, the 3 years ago would have been a full appraisal, right, not a statistical.
No, it was a statistical in '06. The last full appraisal was done in 2003. There'll be another one done in 2012, full, where they'll go into every house.
Oh, so the full appraisals are every 6 years?
No, the full appraisals were
It's every 9 years.
9 years.
Every 9.
03 and then
Now,
2012.
the only difference between what they call a full revaluation and statistical revaluation is whether that raw data we talked about, the dimensions and the inspection, whether that's collected anew or whether it's used from what's already on file. But the methodology in terms of appraising is the same in both processes. It's only one has the data recollected and one has existing data.
For your purposes, for this most recent statistical appraisal, the sales that occurred after December 31st, '09, even though they might be in this list, were not used.
That's right. We just put them there because obviously we're still going to look at them. Because they're close to the data valuation. This is a small town. We want to look at as many sales as we can. So we did look at them. Yes, sir.
Are these all the sales that you used?
That's pretty much all the sales. Like I said, there may have been a few that got eliminated because they were purchased and then a renovation was done to the house shortly thereafter, before December 31st. So our new number would reflect after the renovation and the selling price reflects before the renovation. So some of those may have been culled as part of the process. We also culled bank sales and a couple of foreclosures. But this is
Why do you
all-
call banks it's a legitimate sale?
Well, I mean,
That's market value.
well, depending upon whether it was a broker was involved or not. So we tend to look at those, but we normally don't put them into our analysis. We look at them separately.
Just one,
Sure.
you basically have only used 2009 data,
That's right.
and you weight more heavily to the valuation of the more recent sales,
That's right.
but you don't go back to further.
Oh, no, we did. We looked at all of '08 also, but we wanted to concentrate on December 31st. So, but we looked at all of '08. We even looked at some '07s, but, you know, those are dated sales, particularly early '08s, and all of '07 are pretty dated at this point, so we didn't do some.
How do you treat a two-story house versus a one-and-a-half-story house as far as negative factors for square footage? Is there a formula?
Yeah, I mean, we have a coding system within the software. And you'll see, when you see on the web, you'll see BAS, which is base area or first floor living area. Above that, you'll have a code that would say FAT, finished attic. And then you would have another code that would be EAF, expansion attic. And then you would have another code that says finished half story. And then you'd have another code that says 3/4 story. So all of those going up add a little bit more square footage. So we try to judge what that living area is on the second floor and use a code that best approximates it.
Steve, what about going down, like a raised ranch?
Yeah.
How are you guys looking at those? Because I'm seeing the bank appraisals coming out, and I'm looking at any of that area finished downstairs.
Yeah, we always,
Probably a problem.
you will see on our records, under extra features on the property record card, finished basement living area or
And
finished
you are
basement.
taxing them.
We do pick that up, yes. Yeah, we do pick up. Some, I don't know why bank appraisals don't like to look at that, because a lot of them, it's certainly living
Oh,
area.
yeah, and a lot of them are walkouts.
Right,
You know, so
right.
It's only a
It's-
knee wall in the front.
I think some of it just becomes traditional in terms of what they look at.
On land values
Yep.
in a given neighborhood, shouldn't they be reasonably consistent on a per square foot basis?
As long as the lots are the same size. In other words, the size of a lot will have an effect on its value. The
The value
smaller
coming
the,
down, the larger the lot.
the smaller the lot, the higher the price per square foot. It will never exceed the value of a larger lot, but the utility is higher. Now, this is assuming that they both have a house on them. So,
But
let
I
me just
mean,
give-
I live in a house where, on Walcott Avenue,
Yep,
house to the right, this is roughly 8:20.
okay.
Our house